I totally lost my voice. So Justin Gaethje just head-kicked Dustin Poirier and left him for dead in Salt Lake City. And now he's calling for a shot at the champion, Islam Makhachev. And if I learned one thing about Justin, is to never put something past him. But directly after the win, the call-outs started. From McGregor to Chandler, and Poirier hinting at a rematch. Gaethje is in a really good place right now. He's got his name all over the place. And what did you expect? Who has ever done this to Dustin, my bad. So what do you think is next for him? I'll tell you what I think. Right now he's got two ways to go about it. Money fight or title run. The McGregor fight is there for him if he wants it. And waiting for a title shot may be risky because if Oliveira wins, they may run it back with Islam just for the trilogy, which is gonna waste even more time of his prime. And I don't think the trilogy with Poirier is really relevant right now, but I see it happening if he loses his next title fight. They might do the rubber match for a double retirement party legacy fight. So his only real options right now are really to wait for a title shot, maybe April, March, or even later, May, if we're being realistic. And that's if Islam beats Oliveira. If he loses, we might not see that fight before the end of next year. Or to take the McGregor fight, because there's still no fight booked for him. We don't even know what's happening with him in USADA. Everybody seems confident that he is fighting in December against Chandler, but he said multiple times he do not care about that fight. And judging by his tweets, you clearly see the interest he has for Gaethje. So honestly, I could see them booking that fight for December. It leaves them 4 months and a half, which is enough time to heal up and have another training camp. And if he wins against McGregor, his hype is going through the roof for his next title fight. But that's if he wins, because by taking this fight, he would take a huge risk. I see him beating McGregor without that big of an issue, but there's definitely stylistic disadvantage for him. And if he loses, he can forget his title shot forever. And that's one reason why he might sit out and wait for the shot, no matter how long it takes. So, I think the perfect case scenario for him would be for Islam to win the rematch against Charles and then defend against Justin in the beginning of next year. Islam has a beatable style for Justin. Well, I think. He isn't relentless and doesn't pressure as much as Khabib did, and he likes to stand up with his opponents a bit too. So I could see Justin having the best chances of the bunch of top 5 of lightweights against him on the feet at least. And if anyone can catch Islam and knock him out clean, it would be the highlight. So even though Charles has a decent chance, don't get me wrong, he could definitely knock out Islam too, but the threat is just way more present in the face of Justin Gaethje. And in the case Charles win and they don't run him back with Islam straight away, I think Charles' non-stop forward pressure might cause some problems for Gaethje again and leave him less openings, so the same result might happen again and again. There's a real chance Charles Oliveira might get knocked out in front of Justin Gaethje, because if I know one thing, Justin is not the type of guy you want to give a rematch to, because he's always improving every fight. So you basically face a fighter as dangerous but twice as skilled when you rematch him, and that's a scary proposition for anyone. But with that said, whether the champion is Islam or Charles, I see the odds in their favor, and they probably will win. Gaethje just has the most chances against him, but after another title loss, that's where the rubber match with Poirier would make perfect sense. So what do you do with Dustin Poirier in the meanwhile? He's clearly stated that he's not interested in taking up upcomers in meaningless fights. So I think we should wait for him to fight Nate Diaz when he comes back to the UFC after his boxing match. That would be the next logical step for them. So we would have Justin Gaethje coming off a title loss versus Dustin Poirier coming off a Nate Diaz win, most likely, meeting up for the third and final time in what would probably be their retirement fight. And if I had to guess the outcome, I would say Justin takes it again. From the first fight, he's shown to be a complete different fighter. Dustin has pretty much stayed the same. So I think Justin is going to improve again and show levels once again, closing off both their career with one final car crash. And you, what do you think?